Well, welcome back to Finance Uncut. On today's episode, Doug Casey's economic lesson in 3 minutes.
Before the creation of the Federal Reserve, prices generally went down every year of everything. Everything got cheaper and cheaper every year. And that was deflation. And deflation is what the central banks today fear and hate more than anything else. And there's a reason for that. It's that in a world that is so full of debt, if the dollar becomes worth a lot more, which is what happens during a deflation or the currency unit that you're using, then people are going to find it much, much harder to pay the debt, and a lot of debt's going to be defaulted on. So deflation, which occurred when we used gold as money, and actually it would be incorrect to say that from during the 19th century, actually up until 1913, or actually up until 1933, when gold went out of circulation in people's pockets in the US, it wasn't the gold standard. Gold was used as money, period. So the gold, even though it was fixed in price against the dollar, became more valuable every year, even though it stayed the same price. And that induced people to save. And once again, I like to draw to people's attention that when you save, the only way you can save is by producing whatever it is more than you consume, and you put the difference aside. That's savings, and that becomes capital that can be invested or can be lived off of. So it was an excellent system. But now, where the dollar is nothing but a floating abstraction, nothing is reliable. They can't have a deflation because this huge pyramid of debt, inverted pyramid of debt that's been built up, will all collapse, and it'll be a financial and economic catastrophe. I don't know if I'm clear in having stated that, but it's absolutely, what I just said is absolutely the opposite of what all the quote unquote economists will say today. But they're not economists. They're basically political apologists.
That was such a good, simple economic lesson for us right there from Doug. Really wanted to share that with if you can just get that 3 minutes, then you'll do well. So my background, I studied classical economics. I was a big fan of Adam Smith. I thought that was the sound economic theory, but it never seemed to help me in my investment and managing capital. But as I started following all the really successful investors, all the big macro thinkers, one of the common themes between them was that they had an Austrian economic understanding or an Austrian economic background. And I was like, what's this Austrian economics all about? And so I started looking into it, started reading about it, and I found that Austrian economists have predicted every boom and bust for over the last 100 years. And that's the kind of information I wanted. That's what I was seeking. I was seeking for economics to explain how the world works so I can use that in my investment portfolio, in my investment career. And it was falling short. And so I started studying Austrian economic theory. And I just highly recommend you guys do it. Doug also calls himself, a member of the Austrian economic school of thought. And I did this video a while ago, I think maybe late last year, a 15-minute video just explaining Austrian economic theory. I did it in 15 minutes. So I'll put a link in the description below. If you aren't familiar with Austrian economic theory, watch the video. watch the video in the link below. I'll put a link to the Mises Institute, their library. You can download hundreds of free ebooks from some of the greatest economists who ever lived. And I just want to share this information. That's what this channel is about. It's that Austrian economic framework, sound money, and then using that as our framework to then invest and invest wisely. And that's what this channel tries to do. I just want to encourage you guys to be open-minded. Listen to it. Have a think about it. If you disagree with Austrian economics, that's fine. That's fine. Anyway, guys, just a quick short video. Hit that like button. Take care, and I'll see you again on another episode of Finance Uncut.